Hey guys, welcome back to the Vinart and Friends Fantasy Football League. As always, I am your host and team owner of the 2-Minute Drill in Your Mom, Junior Mendoza. Please make sure you like, follow, subscribe to help out the channel. And now, without further delay, let's get to this week's weekly report. The first game we're going to talk about is Almost No McNally versus Indy 500. Man, this was a barn burner. Almost No McNally defeated Indy 500 154.15 to 115.15. It was a tough one for Coach Tyree and the Indianapolis 500 team. Almost No McNally star player was Ramondre Stevenson that came in with 26.50 points to help out in the win. While Coach Tyree's best player was Tyler Conklin, who only gave him a 12.50 points. It just wasn't good enough, man. When your top player is your tight end and he only gives you 12.50 points, you got a long afternoon ahead of you, buddy. With this win, Almost No McNally secured his second place finish in the standings and improves his record to 6-3. Indy 500, on the other hand, drops to 4-5 and goes down to place number 9. Indy 500, on the other hand, drops to a disappointing 4-5 record, and it sits right now at the 7th spot in the standings. Looking ahead, Almost No McNally faces off against Alabama Black Snakes and Coach Shaheed Mitchell. That's going to be a good one. And Indy 500 will go up against El Cuñado, the league's last place team, and pretty much everybody's bye week. Tough break for Coach Lewis and the El Cuñado squad, but it is what it is. Good luck, Indy 500. He's going to need as many wins as he can get. For the next match, we got Supreme Team versus Chickenville Chickies. Supreme Team came in and just squeaked out a win over Chickenville Chickies for 139.59 to 131.70. It was really close. It came down to the Monday night game when Supreme Team had Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen going, and although it wasn't pretty, they still squeaked out the win. Supreme Team star player was none other than Bobby Wagner, who came in with a strong 18-point showing to help in the win. As for Chickenville Chickies, their best player was Max Crosby, who came in with 26-point outing, but still was not enough to beat out Supreme Team. With this win, Supreme goes to a 7-2 record and keeps his high standing of first place in the standings. Chickenville Chickies, on the other hand, falls to a 3-6 record and goes down to 10th place in the standings. He's going to need some help in the next coming games. Remember, there's only 5 weeks left, guys. So you got to get these wins and you got to start stacking them as much as you can. Looking ahead, Supreme Team is going to face off against Steel City. That's going to be a really good matchup. Both are great teams, and they're both actually right now on a win streak. And as for Chickenville Chickies, they're going to go up against the Assassins. It's tough to call. Chickenville Chickies has been up and down this whole season. The Assassins, they've also been up and down. So it's going to be who wants it more this week. Good luck to both of the coaches. I really can't call this one. The third game we're going to talk about is Steel City versus Don Francisco. This was not as close as the last game we just looked at. Steel City came in and took Don Francisco to the woodshed and beat them 217 points, .20 to 139.65. Boy. But listen, I feel bad for Don Francisco, man. He just has a ton of injuries right now. I mean, pretty much anybody he picks up gets hurt. I feel for him, really do. He's got a scary squad if it wasn't for all of these injuries that he's sustained so far in the season. Tough break, coach. Tough break. Don Francisco's star player was Cole Kmet, who came in and scored 26 points for his coach. But unfortunately, that just wasn't enough. With this win, Steel City goes up to a 6-3 record and has solidified himself in the 4th spot in the standing. And as for Don Francisco, he goes to a 3-6 record and right now sits in 11th place. It's getting almost too late for Don Francisco here, folks. I predict that one more win, or one more loss actually, will end his demise. Good luck. But next week, he plays against me, 2-minute drilling your mom. So I hope he doesn't have that good of a luck. I don't know, maybe it's just not in the cards. We'll see. And as for Steel City, they're going to face off against Supreme Team. Again, like I said, it's going to be a good game. Who knows who's going to win it? May the best team win. The next game we're going to talk about is Alabama Black Snakes versus the Assassins. Alabama Black Snakes defeated the Assassins 131.70 to 119.50. Man, what a whooping. What a whooping. Sorry, Coach Fuller. He is another team that has been getting pretty beat up with injuries right now. And it just seems like no matter what he does, he really just can't get to that level where the other teams are, unfortunately. Alabama Black Snakes star player was none other than TJ Edwards, who came in with a whopping 27 points to help my man out for the win. While the Assassin's shining star was Jahan Dotson, who came in with 16.90 points. Again, when your star player only scores 16.90 points, you're probably on the short end of a match right now. And that's just what happened with Coach Fuller. He's been trying to put pieces together here and there, refusing to make a trade. But right now, he's running out of time. With this victory, Alabama Black Snakes goes to a 4-6 record, and it sits on the standings right now in 6th place. And as for the Assassins, they also fall to a 4-5 record, but he slides down to 9th place in the standings. He needs to start getting some wins here. Like I said before, we got 5 weeks left. You can't take it for granted. Looking ahead, Alabama Black Snakes will be facing off against Almost No McNally's. That's a win he must have. Coach Gerardo, the Almost No McNally's, he can afford a loss, but Coach Shaheed cannot. It's a must win for the Alabama Black Snakes. And as for the Assassins, they got a tough matchup ahead against Chickenville Chickies. Like I just said in the last one, it's tough. Both teams are up and down. Both teams are inconsistent. Something's got to give here. Somebody has to win. Who will it be? Your guess is as good as mine. The next game we're going to cover is playoffs versus El Cuñado. This was the rematch of last year's final, folks. These two teams have been responsible to win the last 3 championships in this league. And right now, they're pretty much trying to fight for mediocrity here. Playoffs defeated El Cuñado 209.30 to 180.40. Playoff star player was none other than C.D. Lamb, who came in with a whopping 40 burger on him. What a performance! With this victory, playoffs secured themselves a record of 5-4 and are in 5th place right now in the standings, coming up strong. Meanwhile, El Cuñado continues to struggle with a 2-7 record and are now sitting dead last in the standings. And I just can't help but say to El Cuñado, R.I.P. Coach Louis. I believe this is it for you. Better luck next time, nigga. Looking ahead to next week, playoffs will face off against Wall Street Window Lickers, a team that is up and coming right now. Finally, his quarterback Joe Burrow and the whole Cincinnati squad are starting to play well, and so is his team. He is a team to watch out for. He defeated my ass last week. Good luck, Coach Barrick. And as for El Cuñado, he's going to be facing off against me, 2-minute drilling your mom. He's going to need all the help he can get, because I'm getting all of my star players back, baby. Let's go! Last but not least, we're going to talk about my game. Man, that was a tough week. 2-minute drilling your mom went up against Wall Street Window Liquor, that team that I told you was up and coming. And he handed it to me. He handed my ass in a silver platter to me and defeated me 192 to 150. I wish I could tell you it was closer than that, but man, it wasn't. He beat me fair and square. He caught me at the right week. I was missing a couple of my strong players, but that is no excuse. You play to win the game, and I did not do that. My hat goes off to Coach Zach, and wish you best of luck. You're the up-and-coming team right now, trying to get his team up from the cellar. And so far, so good. He's on a 3-game winning streak. 2-minute drilling your mom's star player was Jonathan Taylor with 17.90 points. Like I said before, when your star player only scores 17.90 points, you are not gonna win. That's just the way it is in this league. As for Wall Street Window Lickers, T. Higgins came up with 24 points out of nowhere. All of a sudden, Jamar Chase gets shut down, but T. Higgins blows up. I don't like that. I got Jamar Chase. But that's what happened, man. What else can you do? With this victory, Wall Street Window Lickers goes up to a 4-5 record and climbs up out of the 12th spot all the way to the 8th spot. As for 2-minute drilling your mom, we stay at 6-3 and we're in 3rd place. We can't afford any more losses going forward now, and the schedule is gonna get tougher. But my team is built to last. Next week, Wall Street Window Lickers faces off against playoffs. That's gonna be a great match. And as for me, I face off against the last place team of the league, El Cunado. I am not gonna take him lightly. I am not gonna think that this is gonna be a bye week or anything like that, because you just never know. I thought I was gonna beat Wall Street Window Lickers last week, and look what happened. So Coach Lewis, El Cunado squad, I'm bringing everything I got to y'all. It's gonna be on, baby. All right, that about wraps it up for y'all. Hey, help your boy out, help the channel out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and come back next week when we do Week 10's recap. And as for now, peace.